Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. In this video, I'm heading back up to North Wales for 3 days with the large format camera to continue work on my project, Slate City. I end up visiting a bunch of different locations that I've had on my list for quite some time, including a couple of abandoned churches, one of the most interesting waterfalls I've ever come across in an old slate quarry, and one spot in particular that I've been trying to get access to for the past couple of years.
Hello! So welcome back to Wales. Just got up here, jumped in the car at 5 a.m. this morning and made the drive and crossed over not too long ago, kind of mid-North Wales. Yeah, just wanted to get back up to this area and shoot some large format and kind of enjoy it to wrap things up. This will probably actually be my first video of 2025, but figured I'd bring you along specifically for this day. Might shoot a second video over the next couple days, but I wanted to start this trip outside of kind of the normal areas I shoot, just hitting a bunch of these leads that I had, some locations I've had on my list for quite a while now, specifically old abandoned chapels that I found. And this is the first one here where I'm gonna start at. And it's a really interesting scene here with the old phone box and stuff, but unfortunately this has changed quite a bit compared to the pictures I saw. It's all boarded up and stuff, which is a bit of a shame because the interior looked incredible. The door's locked, so you can't really get access to it. But regardless, this is still interesting. So gonna shoot this, love the fog rolling through the hills, got the Horseman 45, got a bunch of HP5 loaded up, and yeah, just gonna enjoy this area and some photography over the next few days. So start here, see what else we find. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Fuji 105. There's actually kind of two frames here I think I'll shoot. The first is this one here, kind of head on, have the telephone box with this power pole or telephone pole kind of running straight through it. And then there's another angle kind of off to the side there that looks nice as well. But start with this, might do two frames actually, one with a red filter, which might be nice for the telephone box and the green grass. And yeah, we'll go from there, but just get a frame, get an image in the bag to kick things off. So hopefully you can see this, but this is the composition that I'm going with. These ones are always interesting to frame up and make sure you have level when there's all these different elements and different angles and stuff. Throws you off a bit, but yeah, I like this just with the, like I said, the phone box there with the pole running straight through the center, church in the background, love the tree off to the side, the branches and stuff. So yeah, I think this could be a good one to start with. Okay, just gonna meter. The light is very, very soft today. I mean, the sky is gonna be the brightest part. But even just with the incident meter, going ISO 320 at f29, I'm getting around 1/8 of a second, which is probably fine, but I will just spot. And then the sky is around 2.5 stops brighter. And there's not really any deep shadows, maybe 1/4 of a second. It's the darkest spot, so I'm gonna go with 1/8. And that should be fine. That'll cover everything in the scene. First of the trip. Okay, so you know what's actually quite funny is I never shoot with color filters other than a green yellow, which I know the filter factor of, but I never ever shoot with red. And I have no cell phone service and I don't know what the filter factor is. And I feel like if I just put it in front of my spot meter, that could actually mess with the reading. Like it's not as simple as just being able to check the density of it, because I think the colors could interfere with how the meter works. So, it's a bummer. I want to say 2 stops. It's either 2 or 3 stops. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it on and I'm going to say 2.5. Let's try it. We'll go 1/2 second and I'll open my lens up 1/3 of a stop. Why not? And when I get back into cell service, you can see if I was right or not. It'll be a good experiment at the very least. You know, the last time I was up in this area shooting large format, I did one day out at the Norwick quarry, and I just loaded up a bunch of film, and I was really like reactive and just experimenting. And it was such a nice change. I was saying in that video how when I do shoot 4x5 often, I'm so selective to the point where I almost don't shoot, and I also don't experiment enough. Obviously, you know, the film is expensive, so yeah, I want to try and do more of that this trip as well. You know, just experiment, play around, try different things, you know, try color filters, which like I said, I never use, and just be like, loosen up a bit and be okay with things not always working out. I almost get this like perfectionist attitude with 4x5, which it's obviously good to be careful with your approach, but I also think it can be limiting creatively, and also just like limit growth when you almost like want to just do everything how you know you've done in the past specifically and not really stray from that. So yeah, have a yellow, have a red, have a green yellow, play around with some color filters this trip. We'll see how this looks. All right, like I said, I have one more angle here, kind of to the side of the telephone box a little bit, but this is the funniest scene to try and get level, because literally this pole is like slanted this way, the telephone box is slanted that way, the other post is slanted that way, and the church is like this. So like there's nothing is straight. There's no reference. And then obviously with 4x5, the image is upside down. So it's, yeah, testing my abilities here. We'll see what happens. This is what we're working with here for this one. So I'm not sure which one I like better. I do kind of like them both. We'll see how they turn out. But yeah, just I like how the post kind of butts up against the edge on this one. Church in the background. Love the tree branches as well. So yeah, I think I'll make one frame with this, and then we'll get moving. The day's going quick. Okay, so that's 3 images. It's almost noon already. I think this video is probably going to go into 2 days, because this day is going to be over probably about 3 hours when it comes to light. Anyways, get on the road now, have another spot, another old church. This one is definitely accessible. The roof's gone and everything, but there's an interesting kind of feature inside. So we'll hop in the car. I think it's about 20 minutes, drive there and check out spot number 2.
So we'll get back to the video in a second. Just have to quickly talk about the sponsor today, which is Squarespace. I've been using Squarespace for a number of years now, and for photographers, they have a ton of helpful tools like easy to customize galleries or an online store where you can sell prints, books, and things like that. But what I love is that they constantly keep adding features and improvements. Most recent is their blueprint builder, which allows you to easily build your website from scratch, and it gives you things like font pairings, color palettes, and just a wide range of customizable design options. And it also gives you complete control, so you can drag and drop items, change the size, and choose different layouts for sections, which basically allows you to build a professional looking website even if you have no prior experience. So check out squarespace.com today, sign up for a free trial, test it out, and when you're ready to launch, you can use my link below to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Your destination is on the left.
All right, this might be a bust, unfortunately. I think I got the wrong spot. Couple ponies. I'll investigate a little more, but I think I maybe don't have the right area, unfortunately. Okay, just spun around, got some cell service, looked up on the map where the location was, and it was actually right where I was at. It looked like there was someone's house there, but apparently it's in behind, so I'm gonna just go see if there's any way to access it. Burning up time today, and starting to run low on gas, so yeah, hopefully I can make this work. I think we'll go and park here. It looks like this is someone's house. But there is also this road that kind of runs down there. So I'm just gonna park here and go for a little bit of a walk and see what I can find. Be back. Okay, found it. Okay, so I'll show you it. I just grabbed the little action cam here because I don't think I'm going to set up here. This is way more kind of gone than I thought it was going to be. It is interesting inside, but the entire roof's caved in and it's pretty busy. But you can see the gate back here. Which is pretty interesting. And then, here's the actual chapel. It is cool, but like I said, it is pretty gone. So here's the door, a little bit sketch, not gonna lie. And this is the inside. So, this one I think is just a bit too trashed. I find that really interesting. The original kind of plaque on the wall. All sorts of little details and stuff. You can still see a little bit of the painted wallpaper there, which is cool, but I think to shoot this, it's just gonna be a little bit too much. Not exactly what I'm looking for. So yeah, I mean, part of me is tempted to shoot this just because the day is running out. I've only set up once, but I don't know. I don't know if it's exactly what I'm looking for. So we shall move on. All right, so funny. It's like, who am I kidding? Of course I'm gonna come back, grab the camera. I just I drove all the way out here twice, basically, trying to find this. Might as well experiment, like I was saying earlier. Just kind of embrace it a bit more. Not worry about everything kind of being so perfect. All right, it's gonna be one of those ones where you struggle for space a little bit. I think I'm gonna keep that camera out there for now. I'll show you what I'm working with here in a second once it's set up. Just tight enough as it is, trying to get all this dialed in. So this is what the scene looks like, and basically getting part of the window there, and then where I guess that altar used to be, that imprint on the wall. These lines are pretty cool, but just really, really tight in here to work. So gonna grab some film and meter, and we'll shoot this. Okay, I'm gonna go half a second, f22 for this one. Okay, I have one more frame here, pointing this way, photographing this wall of these really neat kind of these leaves and these kind of vines coming in, and the window down there. Again, super tight, kind of awkward to film this, but I'm gonna shoot this. I'm gonna go with the green filter because the wall has some red on it. It'd be nice to kind of darken that, and then the reverse with the leaves. So the nice thing is I have some Tiffin filters, which the red was, but I also have Hoya because I don't have service again. But the Hoyas actually list the filter factor right on them. So green is a stop. One more, same frame. But we'll go no filter this time. Okay, that'll do it for this place. Go somewhere with a little more room. All right. If I'm lucky, I got about an hour and a half left of light, so I think I'm gonna bail out on the other spots that I had on my list, and I'm gonna head over to that Blenheim Festiniog area because they were calling for mist around this time, mist and fog later in the afternoon. So that could be very cool. All right, slight change of plans. Forgot about one more spot I want to check out, and it's kind of on the way. About 30 kilometers, another church. It's in someone's front yard. I've been there a couple times, no one's ever home, so gonna test our luck here. We'll go hit it up and knock on their door and see if we can get in. Doesn't look like anyone's home right now, which is unfortunate. I'll go take a closer look and we'll see. Can always come back tomorrow. It's kind of the name of the game with this stuff, is just like persistence over and over and over. Hello? Hello? Don't think anyone's here. Go look around back, check, and then come back tomorrow maybe. Okay, I don't think anyone's around. One to come back to. So a few hours later, many miles later, the fog did not show up, unfortunately, so I decided to head about 30 miles kind of northwest up towards the coast. There's this incredible old garage. I've shot this before in a couple videos. One was for the Hasselblad video, and then just some random camera tests and stuff. But I actually thought this could be pretty cool to shoot black and white at night, 4x5, and potentially see how it fits with everything. So gonna set up the gear, and I think this will wrap up our first day, but really cool scene. I'll show you. So this is a scene right here. Just so cool. This is like one of a kind out of all of my travels in the UK. By far the oldest and just most interesting. It's like a time capsule almost. Wow, it is dark. Forgot about large format at night. This is gonna be about a minute 26 seconds with reciprocity correction. So no avoiding cars in this. So that was a little bit of a Hail Mary. I'll be very surprised if that worked. You know, large format at night, f5.6 lens, basically composing without being able to see a single thing. Little tiny shapes and objects. So basically a guessing game, you know, also dealing with the cars and stuff. So yeah, those are fun though, because every now and then you just go for it and they work out. So I'll be very curious to see what happens. But anyways, gonna drive back to my hotel now. If I see anything on the way, I'll shoot it. If not, I'm excited for day 2. Shoot some more large format. Day 2, found the fog that I was looking for. Actually put this plan together last night to head down to the coast today, hit up a bunch of locations, which I'm still gonna do. I'll fill you in on that after, but got in the car this morning to head out, started driving down and getting into the Blenheim Festiniog area here. Was greeted by this, so just grabbed my gear as quick as possible, hiked up the side of this hill or mountain. set up this incredible view here. You have the road, you have the slate workings, you can see the coast in the back once the fog clears a little bit. So yeah, gonna just get this dialed in and shoot it because it's changing constantly. I got up here, the fog was here, it dissipated. Now it's back as I do this kind of on cam. So yeah, gonna focus on this, shoot this first frame, it could be pretty cool, and then bring you up to speed with the rest of the day. So this is the view under the dark cloth. It's gonna be a little difficult to see right now, but have a bunch of these boulders in the foreground, and then have the road that runs kind of diagonally through the frame. I don't know if you can see that car going through right now. And then the quarry workings and some of the hillside in the background. So yeah, this could be a cool one. So just spot metering. It has gotten quite a bit brighter out. I want to use a bit of a slow shutter speed just for some movement in the headlights and taillights of the cars. So I'm gonna stop my lens down quite a bit. I'm gonna go to f29, which I don't really need to do for depth of field because this is very wide and nothing's too close to the foreground, but I do wanna get a slow shutter speed. So I think I'm just spot metering some of the darker kind of grass down there. And this is saying about 1.5 seconds. So I'm just gonna go 2 seconds. HP5 can handle it because yeah, like I said, I do want a little bit of movement. This is starting to clear, so I'm gonna get ready to go here. I'm going for it. We got a lot of cars, so. Very kind of socked in with the fog, but there's like 7 or 8 cars going, so figured why not. One frame. Very quickly, I'll load in one more holder because I'm not super satisfied with those cars. Let's see if I get lucky here because this is looking very cool. Okay, cars, now would be the time, if any, to give me some nice headlights. It's getting bright too. This is gonna be overexposed a little bit, but I can't really stop down anymore, so this is what we get. We're gonna do one more. Do this one, no cars. This time, I'm going no yellow filter, and I'm just gonna do a bit more modest aperture. I'm gonna go f22, and I think I'll do this no cars, because this by itself as a landscape is friggin' nice. Really nice. And it's changing. There we go. Done. I'm gonna burn all 16 sheets if I keep staring at this. It's so nice. There's gotta be one there. Okay, that's a wrap right here. There's a car here. Interesting. That could be pretty good. All right, I'll leave the camera here and go and see if anyone's in. Hello. Hi there, sorry to bother you. I was just curious, do you own this old church? chapel, yeah. Do you want, can I talk to you for a second? Okay, back in the car. The owner was home, so incredibly friendly. She opened up the chapel, took me inside, told me all about the history, and said I can go photograph in there. So pretty interesting, you know, some really cool details, a lot of stuff going on, but there's the old organ. So yeah, get my gear, we'll head in, see what we can do. Here we are inside. Like I said, pretty incredible in here. The details, especially, you know, the ceiling, just amazing. And the old organ there. Very, very, very cool. Really neat to finally get in here. Very kind of the owner to let me in. All right, so it's busy in here. There's a lot of stuff. Some amazing details, like I said, but a little challenging to shoot like a big wide because, yeah, there's a lot of things around. But this is actually nice. I love the organ, so I do want to focus on that. I'm going to shoot portrait style here, 105 Fuji, just with some of this railing and stuff. I might move a few things over there, but get this framed up and see how it looks. I'm gonna have the same problem I had last night. Not being able to see much. Yeah, so just like last night, I think this one's gonna be a little bit of a guessing game when it comes to composition, just because it's so dark in here. Okay, very close. So it's tough. I have a foreground object right here, the railing, and then the frame goes back a decent amount. So use a little bit of front tilt. I have my phone here in the frame with the torch on or the flashlight on, just because you can't see anything with a 5.6 lens in low light like this. But I think I'm good. Stopping down to around f22, a little bit more. I just want to make sure everything's in. It's hard to judge on the ground glass right now. Usually you can stop down and see with one of these cameras, but it's just too dark. So a wee bit of front tilt, stopping down, should be good. Gonna meter and yeah, shoot this. Okay, so just metering right now. I'm gonna go f25, ISO 320, and I'm gonna spot meter these organ pipes. It's saying 20 seconds. The dark curtains beside them are coming in around 1.3, just over a minute. So that would put them about a stop and a half lower. 25, bright wall up there with the window lights, 2 seconds. So that would put it quite a bit over. And then the lit wood here in the foreground's 10 seconds. All right, 20 seconds it is. And then get out the old reciprocity timer. Up here. HP 5. 20 seconds. Wants 50 seconds. That's what we'll do. Be very curious to see how that turns out. Challenge to compose, so fingers crossed. But I think I might just do the one frame here. I think this might be one to revisit on another trip, maybe when some sun's out. Very cool place though. And yeah, pretty excited I was able to get a look in here. Right before you get to the coast, last night there was this really cool car lot with some like cars inside and stuff, older cars, so I wanted to just pop by there today. Seemed like it might have some potential. I think it's back up this way. Looks very interesting inside. Has potential, but I don't know. There's 3 people in there working. There's this old car audio standing there, but I think I'm gonna pass right now and just keep going on my journey. There is actually a really nice Austin Mini in there, which was pretty cool. Oh, that's a tough one. That's one of those scenes where like you drive away and the whole time you feel like you should probably just go back. Yeah, don't know. We're doing it. I'm going back. This is one of those ones where I'm always like, oh, I don't know, what should I say? Can I look at do you have interesting stuff? It can just, yeah, I'll be honest, just feels so awkward sometimes because it's such like a random request, but hey, I'll go back and talk to these people and see if they have anything around. Can't hurt. Hi there. How are you doing? I hate to bother you. I was driving by yesterday and I saw the cars you have in your window here. Is it okay to take a look? Yeah? Okay, thanks. Is this yours as well? I have a big question for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. Bit of an odd request. Is there any way I could take a photo of this? You okay with that?
Yeah, by all means, help yourself.
Okay, I'm just going to get my stuff from my car, but thank you. All right, so there's a pretty cool scene in there with an old Austin Mini, and the owner of the garage said I could go in and photograph it. So I am unfortunately going to leave the camera in the car, the video camera, because there's a bunch of people working. It's already awkward as it is. But yeah, I'll go make one there and then show you what I can. All right, so just finished up in the old auto shop there. Honestly, so cool. I could have spent the entire day, so many details and interesting things to shoot, but just did the one frame. I don't want to take up too much of their time. You know, there's like 3 people in there working, and they're kind enough to let me go in there already with my camera. So did a vertical orientation of this old Mini with this car audio display in the back, window light coming in. So yeah, excited about that one. We'll see how it turns out. But got about 2 hours left of light, so gonna go get some lunch, late lunch, and then see if I can find one more scene to end the day. Just heading over to that garage that we photographed last night. Was going to end things there. Took a different road than I've normally taken. Just came across this. Love this, how dark the rocks are in the building in contrast to that house there. And then I love the kind of clouds and mist rolling through the hills in the back. So I'm going to try and shoot this really quick just because I only have maybe 45 minutes of light left. Still got to get over to that garage. And I also don't want those conditions to leave in the back. Okay, here's the view under the dark cloth, shooting with the 150 3.5. It's so nice to have a faster lens and be out in the daylight. Can actually see what I'm doing for this frame. But yeah, portrait style, and love how you can see kind of the hills in the background there. And yeah, I think I'll meet or get some film and shoot this. All right, just waiting for some of the mist and clouds to break a little bit. But like I said, I have the 152mm Kimura, stopped it down to f/22, and I'm gonna meter the grass here. Green grass, nice and simple. It's coming in at basically a quarter of a second. The deepest shadow I can find is coming in around 1.3. So about 2.5 stops under. And if I meter the kind of overcast sky area, the brightest part of the sky, we're coming in at around a 30th, which would be 3 stops to the extreme point. So yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll go with a quarter, can double check it. Incidence giving me a little less than a quarter, so a quarter. That's what we'll go with. We'll sit and wait. See if it changes much. If it doesn't, I'll just leave with the one framer, possibly do a landscape style composition. Okay, so switched out to a 135, still gonna shoot at f/22. What a day. One more spot would be great, but I mean, 2 days have been pretty busy driving and yeah, lots of different locations, but I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with what I found. Today was a lot of fun. You know, going to that car dealership, only for that one image, you know, meeting the woman at the church. It's also, for me, it's so much like these experiences. Going into these places you normally wouldn't, having conversations with people, just having these experiences. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it. Good trip. Get on the road, see if we can get to one more spot.
So I tried to sneak in one more location to shoot, but ultimately ended up running out of light and decided to stick around for one more day, but take a day off from filming and focus purely on the photography. I visited a couple spots that have been on my list, including a pretty amazing waterfall in an old slate quarry, and ended the trip by making a handful of images that I'm quite happy with. But overall, just really nice to get back up in this area and a great way to end 2024. Doing photography in one of my favorite landscapes and diving back into a project that I'm very excited about.